Welcome to Traces of the Past and to our series on historical crimes and mysteries. Today, we are going to decode the impossible illusion of the locked-room murder of Asia. It's a real head-scratcher, so let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture a thick oak door, heavily bolted from the inside, every single window fastened and barred. The physical parameters of this space are utterly impenetrable. It literally creates this claustrophobic feeling of a room entirely sealed off from the outside world.
There were no signs of forced entry, no secret passages, literally no way out. Yet, right in the center of this silent, impenetrable room, the master of the house was discovered brutally murdered. It's a chilling contradiction, right? I mean, you have this completely unbroken space containing a crime that absolutely required an outside intruder.
Locked-room murders aren't just for detective novels, they happened in real Asian history, defying all logic and leaving the Showa era police completely blind. So the big question is, how did the killer pull it off? Let's dig in together and see if we can figure it out. Let's move to the timeline and see how this all builds. We're transported back to Japan's Showa era. During the evening, the eerie atmosphere of this ancient estate really settles in. Shadows stretch, and the enormous house goes dead quiet. Then, right around midnight, the exact moment the horrifying discovery is made. And by dawn, the police arrive to find a flawlessly sealed room. This timeline is absolutely crucial because it means the killer had a very narrow window to execute a flawless escape.
But why was this case so impossible for the authorities at the time to crack? Well, we really have to understand the context of the era. Showa-era police were operating with some severe limitations. They just lacked the advanced scientific criminal investigation methods that we completely take for granted today. There were no standard fingerprint dusting techniques, no blood typing, and definitely no microscopic trace analysis. They had to rely purely on deductive reasoning and physical mechanics to decode the killer's trick, which put them at a massive disadvantage.
And this brilliantly illustrates what the police came up with. The delayed locking theory. The logic here is actually pretty fascinating. The idea is that the killer exits normally, routes a wire or some kind of lever from the outside to trigger the internal bolt remotely, and then finally removes all traces of the mechanism. This leaves the room appearing as if it was bolted from the inside. But man, it's a mechanical trick that would require just incredible, mind-boggling precision.
Yet, despite literally tearing the door and the frame apart looking for scratches or strings or tiny microscopic holes, they found absolutely nothing. Zero. The baffled authorities ended up framing it as an impossible illusion defying all logic. The killer didn't just commit a crime, they performed this dark, masterful magic trick that stumped absolutely everyone who tried to solve it.
Now, any good investigation requires us to look at who actually benefits from the crime, right? When we review the detective's caseboard, we see this fascinating yet incredibly frustrating stalemate. Investigators compiled a list of suspects who all harbored incredibly strong motives, like a disgruntled nephew looking for a payout or a rival merchant driven by deep-seated vengeance. But when compared against their whereabouts, every single one of them possessed a completely airtight alibi. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the grim paradox we're left with. On one side, you have the undeniable physical reality. The murdered master, trapped inside a room he supposedly sealed himself. On the other side, a missing killer who vanished without a trace, practically defying the laws of physics. You have one person entirely grounded in the physical reality of that locked room, and another who seemingly just evaporated into thin air.
So without modern forensic science to pierce through the deception, and with all the suspects shielded by flawless alibis, the investigation just slowly ground to a halt. Every single clue, every mechanical theory, every suspect interview, it all just led to a dead end. The locked room illusion remained perfectly intact, leaving behind a cold case that would haunt the annals of history forever.
Real quick, before we fully unpack the chilling theories and mechanical tricks behind this historical crime, if you love our deep dive mystery documentaries and wish to support our independent team, please consider fueling our channel. You can easily buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Kanapotex. Every contribution directly funds our independent research and helps us keep these forgotten dark histories alive. Thank you so much for your incredible generosity.
Decades have passed since that terrifying night, but the trick and the true identity of the locked-room killer remain a secret buried by time. The eerie estate, the bolted oak door, the vanishing culprit, it all stands today as a testament to a brilliantly executed, albeit terrifying, deception.
So, the crucial point is, what is your theory? How do you think the killer actually escaped? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for traces of the past so you never miss an investigation. Next time in Episode 5, we're going to travel to ancient Egypt to confront the terrifying legend of the Pharaoh's Curse and investigate the mysterious deaths of the early archaeologists. It's going to be a wild one. See you there.